What is poppin', everyone?
What's poppin'?
How you niggas doing?
I've been feeling like I'm taking L after L after L after L today. Like, I just feel like my day's been so off, but I feel so good.
Yeah.
She said, yeah.
I mean, it's a good day. Nothing bad has happened. I mean, all your L's that you took is nothing like serious. It's not like, oh my God.
They're
like,
not serious L's, but it's like they could have been tweaked if a little bit more attention to detail was taken in my life. So I'm taking it as a bigger L because I feel like, you know me, when I do fuck ups, I take them a lot more extreme because you're like, it's not that serious. It's just one day. But I'm like, if it's just one day, what if it turned into 1 week? And like,
I mean, I feel like before it gets to that point, I would say something.
I know, but I'm saying I blow things up to the extreme because I'm like, damn, if I would have just paid a little bit more attention to little things. Because what we're talking about, y'all, because I think y'all don't understand where we're going.
Yeah.
But I wrote my whole thing upside down. So I'm going to try to really finesse it and allow her to be the podcaster she was destined to be. And I'm going to be a nice accessory to it because I can't read it. And I'm not going to, and I'm not going to do it like this, y'all, because I got to see it through at this point. So
at this point, I mean, we're choosing aesthetics as always.
We're always going to choose aesthetics over.
Always going to choose aesthetics
over Ami doing Ami.
over comfortability. All right. So while you're at it, check out our YouTube,
Facts.
our Patreon. I'm gonna add it in there because one day we're gonna get it together.
And we will.
Our TikToks, which we started posting clips of our podcast on the TikToks too. So check it out.
Also, I don't know if y'all have it, but a Black-owned app called Pod Room. We also post our snippets on as well. So just download it. Get into it. Yeah, that's another place we put our little snippets on, other than our Facebook,
our YouTube, our Reels. That's about what we're doing. We have our merch. We're taking pictures next week.
Our merch next week. It's
Yeah.
next week. Yes. So y'all, thank y'all for bearing with us in all these trying times. But if you don't do things wrong, you would never know how to do anything right.
Okay.
Is that a good promotional thing?
Yeah. Okay, William Shakespeare. All right. And the girls are back at it again with another messy ass episode of Sip and Spill. We create conversations. Oh, wow.
Sipping wine.
I go by the name of Thug Motherfucking Sammy.
And I go by Ambitious. I whip my hair back and forth. Teray.
All right. Let's get some motherfucking would you rathers.
Okay.
Would you rather wear the same pair of underwear for a week, or would you rather wear your dad's clean underwear for a day?
I wear my dad's clean underwear.
For a day?
I mean, I'll be okay with a little bit of unclean jizz or something. I don't fucking know. I just don't want to wear.
It's not unclean. It's his clean underwear.
I know, but I mean, you got to think about it. Sometimes you wear your man's underwear sometimes when you get done having sex. So
yeah,
I don't mind doing that. It's weird being my daddy because actually at this point I really don't have a father, so I don't even know why we're talking about this. This is really your question. Would you wear your father?
You do have a father.
Do I?
I mean, you're here.
At this point, I'm a test tube baby.
You got here somehow.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
and it wasn't through no fucking test tube. You came here the old natural way.
Listen to my would you rather. Would you rather be an extra in an Oscar-winning film, or would you rather be the main character to a blockbuster film that failed?
One, Blockbuster's not even around anymore.
I mean, that was a question.
But main character.
You rather be a main character to a failed movie than an extra to a...
Yeah.
I think I want to be an extra because I want to say I got something under my belt. Like, I was an extra in this movie. You know, some people that were on the team, other people that won the Super Bowl, but they didn't really play?
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. I would rather have the main character.
Okay.
Even though it failed, I'd be like, okay, well, I got the biggest role, So let's get into some wine fast so we get some tea time. Tea time. All right. So this is Sin Zen. It is a Zinfandel. It says it's going to have a spicy fresh fruit aromas, dark fruit, black cherry, and black pepper with a touch of vanilla. It is from Sonoma County in California. It has 14.9% alcohol, and it says it's going to have a mouthful of rich Zinfandel with a great balance and a nice smooth finish. All that sounds really good. I really picked it out because I like the artwork in the front of it. When I looked it up, it said it was much more expensive than what I paid for it. So I don't know. I only paid like $13. Online, this goes for like $20. Yeah. But it does have 14.9% alcohol, so that is the highest amount of,
is it? Are you sure?
14.9? Have we ever drank more than that?
I don't know, bro.
We've never drank more than 14 points. Usually it's 14.7.
I don't know if I like this color, but we'll see where we're going with it.
But there's like other Zen. So you gotta look at the one that we're drinking. It's from Sonoma County.
Sonoma County.
Yeah, there's a couple of this wine.
I can definitely say I like the artwork for sure. It's definitely giving me like Greek mythology.
Greek mythology. That's what I was feeling when I got it. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm feeling Greeky.
Hopefully we can finish this wine bottle because I don't know if y'all know this, but for the last 3 weeks, y'all, we have not finished our wine bottles.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because, I think we're not immune to it anymore. I think we're getting older. I think this is a sign. Because I was saying earlier this weekend, I said, every time I took a shot this week, it felt like I had heartburn. And I was scared that I was pregnant. I said, is my child rejecting this? Because I'm like, I've never gotten heartburn when I took a shot.
Yeah.
Ever. I've never felt this.
Yeah.
So I said, is this something different? Is this them telling me I need to stop drinking as much?
Yeah.
Because my heart was hurting every time I took a shot today.
Maybe you should just slow down on how many shots you take.
That's definitely what I
think that's what it is. You drink a lot. So just don't drink as much.
I drink a lot.
I drink a lot too, but I definitely don't drink as much as you.
Why is it always a comparison of how much anyone drinks to me? How much you drink is how much you drink. I know I drink a lot.
Yeah.
I drink a lot, but not as much as you.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm not feeling the same effects you're drinking because you drink way more often than I do and way more. So I feel like if you slow down.
You don't feel like you drink at least 3 times a week?
Averagely, I drink about 2-3 times a week. Yeah.
Maybe
including
4.
Mondays or not including Mondays?
If we're including Mondays, it would be what, 4 times a week?
Yeah.
That's the same amount that I drink.
Okay.
Because when I don't work, I don't drink.
Well, yeah, when I don't work, I don't drink either.
Exactly.
But I don't drink at work. Yesterday I was at work, I didn't drink. So I don't always drink at work. The last 2 days I work, I did not drink.
I was going to say, I didn't drink at all on the day that I didn't drink on Saturday and I didn't drink Friday. I only drank maybe 3
Are you still having heartburn when you just take shots?
On, I don't know what day was it, but I was just like, I got to lay down, I got to sit down.
Maybe you just got to do like a whole, what do you call it?
A detox.
No, like one of those, a woman's wealth, where they check everything, your potassium, your iron, your zinc, your pussy, everything, all that.
I'm going to say, I just got my pussy checked, so.
You got a pap smear?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're stay
well,
tuned.
blood work too, though.
I got blood work too. Well, you
already got it.
I'm gonna say they got and then
Well, then that's you good.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
But
I'm not pregnant because I took a pregnancy test, so
okay.
we're all good. So cheers to another messy ass episode of.
I'm glad you're not pregnant.
Oh, girl, I'm glad I wasn't either. I was like, is my baby rejecting this shit?
Ow. I like it.
I'm impartial. I don't think I hate it. I definitely don't hate it.
I like it. It has a smooth finish. They're not lying with a smooth finish. It's not too dry.
It's definitely not too dry.
Yeah,
I think we can actually finish this bottle this week.
Yeah,
I think we're making a mission for us to finish it.
But it's drinkable. It's not like we have to struggle to drink it.
It's not giving me like the vibes that we've had for the last few weeks.
Yeah,
we've had a lot of misses the last few weeks. So I'm gonna definitely say, okay, thank you.
It's not bad.
On the right track. I'm on the right track.
Baby, I was born this way. Look at some motherfucking tea time, bitch. So, apparently, Ari was running her motherfucking mouth too damn much.
Period.
And lost her brand deal with Savage Fenty.
Is it Fenty or
No,
Fenty?
I'm just adding the extra for just adding a little razzle dazzle for my bitch.
Yeah, she was on live talking real out of the side of her
real
neck.
Motherfucking reckless.
She was just pretty much saying that, she didn't believe, right?
Not that she doesn't believe, but she was like, people don't give a fuck if you get beat up. Y'all come on the internet and complain about it. We don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, she kept reiterating how much they don't give a fuck.
She said that she wanted her nigga to like put a gun to her face, something like that. I think she said something like that.
Yeah, but she was joking. Remember when I sent you that little Asian babe that was in prison? Did I send you the Asian babe?
You did.
I was like, I'm gonna be in love with him and be like, I was joking. Like, we made jokes like that. I really don't want to be with a nigga in prison, but he was fine though. So I was like, damn, he fine, I'm gonna write him. But I think that's what it was when she was saying it. Like, damn, put a gun to my head. Let me sit down. But it's not funny because that's real.
I don't find that attractive
at all.
Sight of violence of any man. Like, I feel like if you raise your voice at me a few octaves,
it's too much.
It's too much for me. So I feel like if you are willing to even jokingly say that, you are manifesting something like that in your life. And she was already talking about, remember how we said that G Herbo used to hit on her.
Yeah.
So it's like for you to have...
And she came on the internet to say that. So it's like you're complaining about the same thing you did.
Exactly. And then you not realizing that you are dealing with someone that had to deal with domestic abuse. Like, yeah. That's something that...
I feel like she takes it very seriously.
Oh, absolutely. As any woman should.
Yeah.
I feel like because we always say that we believe the victim no matter what. Like,
yeah.
We said we were believing Megan, and now it's coming out that it might not have been that true.
Is it?
Yeah. You haven't been keeping up up with the.
I have not been picking up with the
hotties.
I have not been picking up with the hotties.
Yeah, it's coming out that it probably wasn't Tory Lanez, and we was riding so hard for her.
I'm gonna still ride for her until it's.
I'm gonna ride for her too until it's proven.
Until it's proven.
Like, that's the thing. As women, we always go with someone with a vagina. There's someone that looks like us that relates to us. We're like, okay, why would she make that shit up?
Right.
But now we're like, damn, did she make that shit up? So for someone that had to go through that, talking about that with someone that you have an endorsement deal, I don't think that was the right move.
Yeah, and then I feel like she backdoored and tweeted recently, "Oh, it's been 8 days in 2022, and I've already made $200,000." And I am kind of familiar with Ari's Twitter. I follow her on Twitter. She doesn't tweet about how much money she makes, so I feel like that was just her like showing off, like, "Hey, like I don't need that savage money." I'm like, you instead of just apologizing for your insensitive comments, you have to backdoor and be like, "I stand 10 toes down what I said."
But I feel like sometimes people have to do that because I feel like the person that they are and who follow them, they're like, because I feel like JT does the same thing. She does not apologize.
She don't apologize for going off on fans, and I don't think she should apologize for that either.
But anything she ever fucking says, she doesn't go back on. And I feel like that's the kind of person I would be too. So I'm like, if that's the kind of person you are, I understand, I respect it, but you got to realize some people are not going to fuck with that.
Yeah.
So I feel like she knew what that was going to come with, but her bragging about how much money she's making. But then again, like I feel like she kind of already slightly bragged. So I'm like, you brought your nigga some land. That's some shit that I couldn't fucking do. That's like you bragging without saying how much you making. But if you want to tell me how to make $200K
in 8 days
outside of OnlyFans or anything that's like sex work,
I'm not. What's bad with OnlyFans?
I'm not against sex work. I'm just saying for me,
OnlyFans does not mean sex work. People play games on OnlyFans. People cook on OnlyFans. People do yoga on OnlyFans.
Okay, I'm saying for me specifically outside of sex work.
Okay,
I'm down for.
Right.
I said OnlyFans or sex work.
Right.
I just don't want OnlyFans. Just like I don't want a Tinder account. Can I not have those beliefs of myself? That
you sure can, but I want to know why.
I mean, we already had an episode where we said that you are going to do yoga poses when you make your OnlyFans.
Well, honestly, at this point, I'm not making my OnlyFans. If I haven't made this OnlyFans yet, it's not going to happen. I really was just talking shit. Speaking of talking shit, Jim Jones was... What? I don't know. Was it on a podcast?
Yeah, it was on a podcast.
It was on a
podcast. And he was saying that his mother taught him how to French kiss.
Yes, and he said that his mother put her tongue in his mouth and taught him how to kiss women. And I'm not a mother, but I don't think it is okay for a mother to put her tongue in their child's mouth. I understand mothers and sons have a different type of bond and closeness, but I just feel like there's some things that are just crossing the boundary. And he backdoor said, ha ha ha, I was just kidding. Why would my mom do that? But she low-key admitted that she really did that.
No, she did not low-key admit it. She high-key admitted it. I was going to go to that. I was going to say he went back and said, she went back and said, she said, I am not a nasty mother. All I am is a mother that was teaching my son exactly how to survive and how to actually be able to deal with a woman. Now, this is where I want to get into the
question. I'm sorry. What does teaching him how to kiss have to do with him surviving?
You know what? This is why I'm going to get into it. I feel like I can't speak for this because I did not live in a single mother household. I like to act like I did. I act like my mom never had men because they weren't shit, but she actually had men in the household up until I was probably 16 years old. So I want to say women that have a son and are single mothers, they always treat their son like the man they lost.
Yeah.
And I think it sounds disgusting.
And they like to dress him like him too.
Exactly. But I'm just like, in their mind, it's not a mental illness, but in our head, we're like, you can't give that child that much responsibility or that much, I don't know. I would, like we were saying with 42 Doug, like when he was licking his son on the fucking, what's it called? Like, I feel like I know you can be affectionate to your children. And you say you're going to teach them how to survive. And
I just don't know what kissing, knowing how to kiss a woman have to do with him surviving. Like, why are you like sexualizing your son at a young age? I think it's weird. We don't ever
recognize enough how much men deal with sexual assault as women do.
Yeah, we don't
talk about it.
You think she molested him?
I don't know if it's molestation because he doesn't see it that way.
I mean, just because he don't see it that way, but that don't mean that's not what it is. Do you think he was molested by his mother?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I would never go out of my way to teach my son.
Right. Why are we teaching
them how to French kiss?
Why are we teaching your son how to kiss girl? Are you teaching your daughters how to suck dick? Like, it's just,
I mean, we don't know that. What if she did have a daughter and did that? I'm saying we don't know. But I'm saying I would never go out of my way to do that, because
I would never go out of my way to teach my kids anything sexual.
My mom act like nothing sexual ever happens to you until you're married.
Yeah.
So to me, I was oblivious until I had sex, and I was like, damn, this ain't even what I saw in the movies.
Right.
The movies make it so intense. Then your parents make it seem like it don't exist. So I'm like, where is the balance between what you see in the media and then what your parents teach you? Because
I will definitely I'm not gonna pretend like sex doesn't exist and my child aren't gonna eventually be sexual beings. But I'm definitely not gonna go out my way to make sure my child are gonna be sexually beings and sexually active.
With me. It's giving me very much that movie Precious. Where
it's giving me very much Norman Bates and Bates Motel.
Oh, he was fucking his mom?
He was in love with his mother. Yeah.
And I feel like that happens a lot, though, only in single parent households, because they feel like that's the only...
He was wearing his mom's clothes. He would like looking at his mom's... Anytime his mom had a boyfriend, he would get jealous. Anytime he had a girlfriend, she would get jealous. They weren't fucking, but it was like, y'all's relationship is intimate. And he was sleeping in her bed. Like, it was creepy.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
And I've also seen there's a lot of white stories. I don't know, we're like getting so left.
Yeah.
But it's like, a lot of people, they'll like give up their child for adoption, and then the child will find them somewhere late in life, and then they will end up having an intimate relationship with their fucking child that they gave away.
Oh my God.
You never seen that? I've seen that.
No.
I've seen at least like 3 or 4 like crime stories.
But they don't know it's their child, or they know.
They know it's their child, and they get an intimate. There was this one Hispanic woman. She gave up her child, and then he came back, and they were like,
"Oh, Lord, hold up!
I'm telling you,
I thought they didn't know it was a child. They know.
It happens a lot more. I don't know why. I think it's because they're trying to replace that what they lost, and then they just over
replace.
They overcompensate for it. So I'm gonna say, that's nor here nor there, because I'm not gonna do it. She's not gonna do it. So Jim Jones, your mama, we know what you did. It's okay that you. No,
it's not okay.
I was like,
it's not okay. That's sexual assault.
That is definitely a sexual assault.
Yeah, if your mama or not, your mom can sexually assault you. Like, it's true. So he doesn't say it that way because he loves his mother so much,
and
you know.
He doesn't want to make her look bad.
Yeah,
but baby,
that's giving very much weird.
It's giving very much weird.
What else is giving very much weird is Kim and fucking Kanye's relationship. At this point, I don't know what the fuck is going on, sis. Did you see that video with him and that white woman? She was just walking. She was just walking really fast.
Don't white women just walk?
But no, he was recording her walk while he was just staying silent. I'm like, what kind of video? What are you trying to prove, Kanye?
I think he's trying to prove that he is actively trying to move on. I think that's what he's trying to prove. I don't know if it's it's intentional. I mean, because, you know, Kimberly is very intentional about her.
We're calling her Kimberly, we friends. At this point, we know her on a personal. How much we talk about you, Kim? Kimberly, we friends at this point.
I feel like because I talk about y'all Kardashians so much, am I keeping up with y'all or am I part of y'all?
Yeah.
At this point, I mean,
we fans, low key. We talk shit, but low key, we fans.
Yeah, we are frenemies.
Yeah.
We love to hate you.
Fanamies.
Fanamies.
We are fanamies.
I love that. Fanamies. That's a new one. But yeah, we're very much in tune, locked in with everything y'all have to do. And I love Kanye because it's my uncle. And I don't think he can do any wrong. But I think they do have like a real messy.
That's not true. You think he can do wrong? Because whenever he was acting a fool with Kim and doing that Twitter shit, you're like, that's wrong.
I feel like it is wrong, but I still feel like at the core of myself, like I always am going to defend the black person more than I'm going to defend
That's
someone else.
Fine. But you can also acknowledge when he be doing wrong.
You're right. I feel like saying the word wrong just hits hard in my soul. Like,
it's so hard to critique black people, but he was actually acting the damn fool.
He was definitely acting the damn fool. So yeah. That's definitely a lot of baggage to take on to date someone that already have 4 kids with each other,
who has a house across the street from his wife.
They are
who is actively
both of them public figures. It's like
who's actively crying for her. Like literally 2 weeks ago, he was crying for her bag
at the Versus.
And then last week he's with this white woman, and she was like, I don't know where this is going with Kanye, but I know I'm enjoying the road. Bitch, I don't know where it's not going nowhere. He bought a house across the street from his ex-wife,
and he was just yelling her name,
Kimberly
Karuchi. So, like, this is our topic of conversation. What is dating baggage? Dating baggage. What is dating baggage? Can you handle dating baggage? I don't even know what but you know.
So dating baggage to me is anything that a person comes along with, like anything that you have to deal with in your relationship now that the person's bringing into the relationship. So what is it like dating someone with baggage for you?
Honestly, I'm going to just make a disclaimer. I think that everyone dates people with baggage. regardless if you think that you have baggage or not, because there are things that me and my friend B were talking about. We said that there is emotional baggage, there's physical baggage, there are so many levels of baggages that you can take from.
What's an example of physical baggage?
I mean, someone that beats on your ass. That's physical. That's the more extreme version. Or if someone like say that
I'm thinking of someone who's like disabled, like.
That can be an example.
That's what I went like. Is that physical baggage?
Beating on you, someone that is disabled, or someone that's not as fit as you. Like I feel like you're taking off the baggage of someone that's not as healthy as you are. There is so many different levels of baggage that you can take, but we always think about the immediate, and we always think about the immediate as in kids, or if you had like. So for me, I've dated someone with the baggage of kids. Also, he had emotional baggage, but we'll talk about that later. I think my experience with dating someone with that type of baggage was different for me because it was a whole different field I wasn't familiar with. But I'm the kind of person, I like to handle things head on. I'm gonna have to go balls to the wall, see what I can do. What can I handle? What can I not? So my experience with dating with baggage is I never run away from it. I never run away from baggage. No matter if someone tells me that they have one child, or if someone tells me that they have been in a relationship for 8 years, I always handle things head on. And I'm like, so what is the solution to this baggage? Okay. I never run away from baggage because I'm like, I know I have my own baggage that I'm still unpacking. Granted, my baggage might not be as heavy or as prevalent as other people, but I know that everyone has it. So it's like, I can never look at someone and say, because you were with this person for 8 years, you were dealing with all these emotional traumas, or because you have this one child and you have this baby mama that's crazy, I can't deal with you. I'm like, what's up, baby? Let's handle this baggage together, because we're adults at this point. There's no one you're gonna meet in your life without baggage.
Right. Well, I feel like I haven't really dated anyone with baggage, and when I say that, I mean this. When I'm talking to someone, like I usually run at the first red flag. So before it even gets to the serious point, I feel like I'm already out. So I've met people and went on dates with someone with baggage, but I don't think I've ever been in a serious relationship with someone with baggage up as of recently. My last serious relationship was like 4 years ago, and we were both really young, and we didn't really have that much baggage because we grew up together. So like,
you don't think that childhood traumas make baggage though?
I mean, sure, but it wasn't like baggage as he had other kids, or he had a baby mama, or he had.
That's what I'm saying. You always say that baggage was in kids, though.
No, but I'm saying he didn't have like, his ex-girlfriend cheated on him, or his like anything emotional, like he got lied to a lot, or he was a serial cheater. Like he didn't have those kind of serious baggages.
Comes from parents too, though.
100%, but those are not baggages I recognized at that time.
Yeah.
I'm now at my big age, I recognize those baggages, but at that time, those were not baggages to me. As long as he didn't have any like emotional trauma or any serious issues, like it was too young in his life for him to have like, we were both each other's first boyfriend and girlfriend, first everything. So it's like, we didn't come with, exes or someone else and like, those kind of baggage. And everyone else I've dated after that, I've had a couple serious, relationships after that, but I mean, their baggage at that time, I didn't really see as baggage. Like it wasn't.
So what did you not see as baggage when they were baggages?
Well, one of them, he was emotionally unintelligent.
Okay.
Very much emotionally intelligent. That's a huge baggage.
That's a huge baggage.
I didn't see it as baggage because at that time I was dating him because he was rich and he bought me shit, So I'm not thinking of, okay, this is actually something that's detrimental to the relationship and it's not gonna last. I didn't see it as a problem. So even though I did not recognize those signs as baggages, there are different types of baggages that people do bring in relationships. It's the partner who cheated on their ex. Like if your partner cheated on their ex, I feel like it's going to be very hard for you to want to date this person seriously and actually trust this person as you should, because it's always going to be in the back of your mind like, oh, they cheated before. I
hear you. I receive that energy, but then I release that energy because I'm a firm believer in that different people bring different things out of you.
Right.
And let's just use Tristan because we love to talk about him. Who's to say that he's always been a cheater? Maybe he's just always been a liar and he does not know how. I feel like his biggest red flag is that he lies. Not that he cheats, because I feel like if you can openly say, I'm talking to this woman, I'm dating this woman, some women will either...
Do you think he openly says he's talking
No, I feel like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like his issue is that he's a liar, not because he's a cheater. Cheating definitely is a red flag of his.
But how long have we known Tristan? For like let's say 4 years.
I didn't even know Tristan existed until Chloe was in his life.
Exactly. So that's like 4 years. Like 2019, we met Tristan because that's when the whole Jordan thing happened. So
2019 or what's it before that?
It was 2019 when the whole Jordan thing happened. Okay. So we met him probably like a year prior to that. So let's say 2018 to 2022, we've known Tristan. We do know prior to Chloe, he had a fiance who was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
He left her for. So from what we know before Tristan,
we know the history is that he's a cheater. That he leaves. No, that's why he leaves his situation before actually addressing it. But he was still with her while fucking with Chloe. That's cheating. So that's why he's known as Tristan Third Trimester Thompson, because he has a tendency to cheat on their women while they're pregnant. So mine is not, I'm not saying he's not a cheater, but what we know more about Tristan for cheating than we know about him playing basketball. Honestly speaking. He's a basketball player? Didn't even know that.
All we know is he dated it. Okay, but I'm talking about us too.
He got a ring? That's gonna be me. I told you, I'm gonna be that person that gets the ring. You didn't even know I played. He played.
So yeah, all we know is that he cheats. So I feel like him cheating on his ex-fiance with Chloe should have been like a sign to her, like that's baggage, because and we saw him. He's done it to her over and over and over again. There was a clip where when the whole Jordan thing happened, and Chloe was like, I confided in Jordan when Tristan cheated on me the first time. I'm like, bitch, the first time? Why has there been a first time, second time, third time, fourth time? So what time is this now? So I'm not saying just because you cheated on your prior ex doesn't mean you're gonna cheat on your next person. That's definitely not true. But someone who has cheated on their ex, I feel like you take that as a caution sign. You know, it's like let's say it's a yellow flag. Like, oop, I'm not gonna X you out because of it, because you can always change, but I'm gonna be conscious of you too.
I feel that. So I think another baggage that some people cannot help is the fact that if their ex-partner died.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a lot to live up to. Not even intentionally. It's just because, like, you can't, like you said on the phone, you can't get mad at them they miss them. You can't get mad if they talk about them. Mm-hmm. It's like a major part of their life.
You can't get mad when they constantly bring them up.
And because it's like that was a major part of their life that they thought was not going to end. And it just ended abruptly, because I had a boyfriend that died.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's something I definitely keep under wraps, because it was someone I thought I was going to marry, honestly. Yeah. Like, and it was one of those, like, high school loves, but that was my very first boyfriend, my very first everything. So I was just like, ride out,
Yeah.
So when he did die, it was very hard for me not to compare everyone to him. And I feel like still to this day, if I ever name my child after him, no one will ever fucking know, because I don't speak his name out loud. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was that's something you can't compete in.
Having a partner who died, especially young and drastically or just like unexpectedly, is you can't even like get upset or mad at them. That's some of the baggage you have to deal with. You know, I feel like there's a certain point, like down the road, like if it's 5 years later, like I feel like, okay, for example, what Asian the Brat is doing, like she has 5 tattoos of this nigga. If I was her next nigga, I wouldn't want to be the next nigga of a woman who has 5 tattoos of her ex nigga. Like that's too much baggage for me.
And they were broken up when she did.
When he did pass away,
they weren't together when that happened. But I feel like
you got 5 tattoos on this nigga,
honestly,
and it's on your face,
I feel
bitch.
like if your love is that deep, sometimes you just can't control it. Because sometimes,
and that's fine, but it's gonna be hard for someone to deal with someone who has that.
And I know she's not gonna want to like cover it up
or let him go.
She was 10 toes down. Like
she's 20 toes down, hands and feet, nigga. Like
hands on my knees, shaking ass on thought shit.
Another baggage is I feel like my biggest fear is someone who's just got out of a serious relationship, because there's always that maybe chance that they're gonna get back with their ex, even if you're like 6 months in. You know, like sometimes when you're dealing with someone for like years and years and years, you've been with them for so long, unless you're just like, no, I don't want to be with this person ever again, no matter what, people have a tendency to go back with their ex. You know, you're that's very common. It's always better for the devil you do know than devil you don't know.
Yeah.
So it's a familiarity, it's a comfortability. If you're comfortable, so you're being the new person trying to be like, no, choose me. When my ex, just did this little fuck. It's getting to know someone all over again. It's never fun. It's never easy, and it's a lot of work. Yeah. So yeah, people tend to go back to their ex, and if you're dating someone for years and years and years, and the new person comes in your life, I'm always I don't think I'm gonna feel fully secure that you never go back with your ex.
Facts.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I definitely have no rebuttal.
Especially when you have a relationship with them and y'all still friends. Yeah.
I have no rebuttal to that, because I am the queen of still dealing with exes when I'm not with them.
Yeah.
So, and because I know how familiar it is. So I understand the situation, because when I'm dealing with my ex, other men don't really fucking matter, even though I'm dating them seriously. I'm dating them to a certain capacity, but I'm like, and I literally was telling Tori
other
that
men
today.
don't matter when
I
you
literally
with your
told her
ex.
today. I said, no matter, because I'm like, you know how I was like, no one will ever compare to him because I already know what I'm getting with him.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's always unfair to date someone openly, knowing that you're still talking to your ex because they're never gonna
compare.
They're never gonna compare. They're not gonna get what they want.
Remember that video? You can't compete when you can't compare. So
Never seen it.
It's best to get the little bit that you're given. Girl,
Absolutely fucking not.
Let me send you this video because this bitch thinking like she was, you know those bitches who do this little poetry shit thinking they hard and like take.
I'm gonna say, don't you ever tell me to get a little piece of a man because I don't even want that. Take it with you.
I'm gonna send you this video because she was just thinking she was hot shit looking a damn fool.
I'm fucking crying.
My last thing is what Tristan is, a serial fucking cheater.
I didn't even get into mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, girl. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, you was ready to talk about Tristan so bad again. I feel like another baggage people bring into their relationship if they were either engaged or married before. Because I dated someone who was previously married and he was like, I don't want a relationship. I don't want anything serious. But everything that he was doing was leaning to the fact that he wanted something serious and he wanted a relationship. And I'm like, he's like, I'm just scared. I'm just so broken. I'm like, I get that you're broken, but what are you doing to fix that shit? Like he literally, he would always recognize that. He was like, I was married before. He's like, and that shit I felt like I was pressured into, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, now you're doing everything by free will and you're still fucking up. You're still very much fucking up. So people that were married or engaged before, they feel the pressure of the failure. Mm-hmm. So I feel like you have to compete with the failure of their past relationship when all I want to do is vibe out and love you.
Yeah.
So that's what I put. So we can go to your last one of Tristan.
I'm gonna skip serial cheater because I have one after that. It's a baggage that they bring is of someone who avoids conflict. I don't feel like you can be in a relationship. My opinion, I don't think you can be in a serious long-term relationship with someone, whether it's friendship, whether it's business partnership, whether it's a relationship, if you want to always avoid conflict. Because if you're gonna be in a relationship with someone, no matter what is the dynamics of the relationship, conflict will arrive. Whether it's, little petty conflict or serious conflict, it's going to arise. So if you're someone who doesn't want to deal with it and you avoid it at all costs and you don't communicate it's always going to be like a rift between y'all.
Yeah, it's always going to be a resentment.
It's always going to be a resentment. It's always going to be a rift because honestly, even though how much I hate about talking and expressing my emotions, it does help when you do it. You do feel better, especially like with any situation with someone. With your mother, your friend, your business partner. After you talk about the situation, it definitely, you'll have an understanding afterwards.
It gives you clarity.
So it gives you clarity. Y'all know how to deal with each other. Y'all know how to move forward from now on. If y'all never had that conversation, y'all both pissing each other off and you can't fix it because you never talked about this is what my triggers are. This is what pisses me off. I don't like when you do this because you're avoiding the conflict every time. So someone who does that, I really don't think you can have a...
Is there a fair balance though? Because I feel like I'm the complete opposite. I feel like I literally go into conflict knowing I'm like, hey, we need to talk about this shit. And sometimes people are not always receptive to how
there's definitely a fair balance because I feel like not everything has to be spoken. I'm that type of person too. I don't feel like
most people need to.
I don't feel like not everything has to be spoken, but at the same time I do understand there are certain things that do have to be spoken. So
I just feel like if people don't know it's an issue, how would they know how to fix it? That's why I feel like that's why
But then again, if that person takes everything you say so harshly, it's like, okay, is this worth the battle right now? Or I can wait till it's more serious because I don't want to keep speaking of every little thing and then you no longer taking me seriously of what my complaints are because you're like, well, you complain about every little thing. So why not wait until it's a complaint that's more serious to bring it up, or wait till the person does the grievance a couple more times, be like, okay, this is a problem. If I'm speaking over every little thing and I'm complaining over every time you do one thing bad or one thing that annoys you, I feel like you're not gonna take it as seriously because you're like, well, damn, this bitch is always fucking complaining.
I can see both sides of it. I also do understand expression is my first language. That's why I probably don't receive it the same. Mm-hmm. But I do hear you.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I can't read, baby.
I know. I was reading myself. Sorry. So let's get into some baggage that we have ourselves because we even though we are bad bitches, we do have a little baggage ourselves.
let me speak like Sammy. I don't have any baggage.
I do have a baggage, actually.
You do? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just fucking with you.
What the hell? Yeah.
No, because I'm just saying, every time we have a situation, you're like, oh, I don't get rejected.
That
I
was
don't
one time.
No, even
about you?
not even that. Even when we were like, I was like, what's your red flags? I don't have any red flags.
Yeah, that was last week.
I'm saying, no, you do it all the time. You'd be like, I don't have this, I don't have that. I'm like, girl, never. You never. I'm never the problem. I'm like, never. You ain't never. And I'm like, so I was like,
I'm not
the
problem.
So I said I was speaking like you for 5 seconds. I know I got fucking baggage. So my baggage is I tend to be friends with my exes, and I don't think anything of it. Sammy thinks it's a problem because she's like, what if everything goes left? I'm like, I don't see it as baggage. And honestly, I was talking to a guy and I was like, some, my ex. He said, your ex, red flag. I said, because you can't have a healthy relationship with your ex without wanting to be with them. Because I have exes that I still want to be with, and there's exes that I don't want to be with. So I know how to compartmentalize.
But you see where the problem is? You have exes that you want to be with. That's the problem with the next person.
But I'm saying there's some that I want to be with and some that I'm not. So I'm just saying, if it's someone that I want to be with, of course I'm not going to bring it up with someone I'm talking to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know that my baggage that I bring is that I don't have no bad blood with none of my exes. Mm-hmm. Like, even if I want to have fake bad blood with them, like, it just don't happen because it's like we never really end horribly. So I don't see it really much as baggage too much, but I know for someone else, they're like, I don't want you talking to your ex. Because there was a point in time where there was one of my exes that we would talk every day.
Like people who say, I don't want you talking to your ex. Like, I feel like you can control someone.
You can talk to whoever the fuck you want to. I just feel like it's about how you move.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I feel like...
And I'm a big person that if you don't like what someone is doing, remove yourself from the situation. I'm not a big person on trying to change someone.
Ever.
If you are dead set on talking to your ex, I don't have to deal with it. We need to be bigger on stop trying to control people and what they're doing and try to control ourselves and what we can control from that situation. Yeah. What I can do is remove myself and talk to someone who doesn't have a close relationship with their ex. Yeah. Simple.
And I just feel like that's something that's what I was going to put up with because I'm probably going to have a close relationship with this person because I was with him for 7 years.
Exactly.
Not as close as we were where we were talking every day, but I mean, like, I still want to make sure that you staying up, my nigga. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, that's the baggage that I bring. And I think that's a big baggage, but it's a manageable one because shit, we could do a sit down, my nigga. Family reunion. What the fuck is up? Y'all both been at me. What's up?
I don't know how many men are okay with doing a sit down.
Good vibes only. But I feel like I'll be okay with a sit down.
This is what's that movie called? With that girl who fucked all this men. It was a Spike Lee movie that came out a long time ago and they redid it.
She gotta have it. Oh yeah,
she had all her niggas sit down with her.
But they weren't that mad when they all sat down because the thing is, all them niggas brought something different out in her life. And I
love that movie. I feel like women have to be more like that.
They have to be more empowered and more pro-sex.
Yes, because not even pro-sex, pro-control of your relationships. Stop letting men dictate the nature of relationships. If you want to talk to multiple men and control this narrative, control your fucking narrative. Facts. Stop waiting on a man to wife you. I mean, some women aspire to be who aspire for that. So this message is not for you. Yeah. But women who are actively dating, are big, better, bad bitches, independent, stop letting men control the nature of your relationship. Facts. Do what the fuck you want to do with your pussy because it's yours. My baggage is I feel like I have such little trust in men. Like I always feel like the worst of them and it's gonna happen. And it's like I feel like I have to balance between thinking of the best in people and thinking of the worst in people. Because sometimes you want to think of the best of people and then you get fucked up at the end of it. And then you feel like if you think the worst, you don't get fucked up at the end of it. But it's always like, what if that person wasn't doing what you put in your mind that they were doing? Yeah. So it's such a fucking uphill battle for me to go through because I want to think of the best in people, but I feel like every time I give that person the benefit of the doubt, I get fucked over at the end. And then it's like, well, this is why I don't believe in men or believe what men say or like believe anything a guy tells me because I'm constantly seeing that y'all are liars. But it's like, damn, I'm never gonna find someone if I'm constantly thinking every man that talks to me is lying to me either. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to, I feel like that's what dating is. I have to figure out that balance. I have to be more open to take that risk and that chance than I am now to figure out, which is which.
Yeah, I feel like a balance is definitely needed.
It's definitely needed. I say not every nigga's a liar.
Facts.
But 90% of y'all are.
I'm gonna say I don't share that belief. You know me. I'm a chance ass bitch. So I'm like chance. So I respect what you feeling and I understand it. And I feel like we gon' work our way through it for you, not for me. Cause Shit, I get everybody the benefit of the doubt, even after they fuck me over. I'm like, so what you change now?
Shit, I don't.
I know you
girl, it takes you one time to fuck me over and block, delete, bitch, you out, kick. Nigga, you got one time with my ass. So let's talk about celebrities who have baggages and if we're willing to deal with it and what they are. Dwayne Wade. So his baggage.
Why say a name like that? You said like he was like Dwayne Wade. Did I say? She said like he's like a fancy nigga.
Did my African accent come out?
Wade. We call him D Wade, my nigga.
Dwayne Wade. I'm gonna have to watch this again and see how I said it. Dwayne Wade. So he had the whole situation with having a baby while on his break with Gabrielle Union. His ex-wife also sued Gabrielle Union. And are you willing to deal with a man whose ex-wife is suing you? Who she trying to get into your pockets?
I don't want to be that person, but I feel women do sometimes get bitter when it comes to them still wanting to hold on to a situation.
100%.
So I don't want to be that person, but is that something I want to put up with? It depends on the love, because I'm always going to revert back to what put me in that situation in the first place. And do I love this man enough to
get sued by his ex-wife?
To be sued by his ex-wife. Do I love this man enough to be in a situation with his baby mamas? Do I love this man enough? Because some men you don't love enough.
Yeah.
Some men you don't want to put up with. And I'm just thinking, having a child outside of me is one thing. Having your baby or your ex-wife sue me, but then you got to think about, what did you do to get into that situation? Mm-hmm. Were you dealing with him while he was still with her? It's like there's so much context that we don't fucking know. And do I feel like what Dwayne Wade put out is worth what she got back? No.
I don't know what he does for her in her relationship, so I can't say it's not worth it. But I don't know. You know me, I'm very money oriented. So I feel like if your ex-wife sued me, bitch, I'm gone. Like, I'm not about to get sued by your ex-wife. She's not coming into my pockets. She's not taking shit from me, all because of what you were dealing with. Like, no. Hell no.
Okay.
No.
So we have another problematic nigga that we want to talk about. Is he problematic? I'm not sure.
I don't think he's problematic anymore, but I feel like his issue is a baggage that's something a lot of women have to deal with.
So let's talk about Little Scrappy.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we're saying the reason why we feel like he has baggage is because anyone knows that dealing with someone by themselves is already a problem. Dealing with baby mamas is a problem. But dealing with a mother that's not supportive of your relationship,
and that's actively in your son's ear, and he listens to him, and he listens to her, and he's controlling your relationship. Like, that's crazy.
That's definitely baggage, because I remember when I was with a partner and his mother had a big influence on his shift of mindset. And to me, I was just like, bro, like, are you fucking her or me, Jim Jones?
Dealing with a man who's super close to his mom. Yeah, I mean, Jim Jones might be fucking his mama.
Stop it. We gonna stop. We gonna get canceled before we even get it. Right, we gonna get canceled before we even get there yet.
No, but I just feel like dealing with the nigga who attached to his mama like that, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm not very keen on mama's boys. I want you to love and I want you to respect your mother, but I also want you to be a man and be able to put your mother in her place. Because I am not going to allow my family to disrespect you. Facts. So don't allow your mother to disrespect me. And that's on period.
Yeah, and I didn't have that experience. So that's why it was like a big, I was like,
it's a rift. It's a rift of power, because those are two important women in his life.
And I literally told my mother, I can't marry into a family like that. And look at me now, y'all. I didn't marry into a family like that. So.
Yeah. So last but not least is Diddy. His baggage is what you said earlier. He has a ex-wife,
the love of his life. Not even ex-wife. They weren't even married.
Yeah,
the love of his life died.
Yeah,
while he was with another bitch. Never married her. And here he is, just out here being a fucking bachelor, planting seeds and bitches.
Yeah. He's over 40, still not married. Even Young Miami tweeted, "I don't know if I'm single or relationship or what's going on. It's complicated." So clearly, Diddy comes with a whole bunch of baggage. I'm pretty sure he probably has nightmares for all the people he screwed out of money. What else?
My question is, do you feel like the baggage accumulates with age, or does it get better with age?
I feel like that was something I was going to get into the future, but let's talk about it now. I feel like
you wrote future down? I didn't even write future down.
No, I'm talking about in the future, not future. Because
that nigga future.
But I feel like baggage does accumulate with age, but you can wipe your slate clean. When I say that, that means going to therapy, healing your inner child, fixing your baggage, and coming into a relationship with not these emotional traumas. So yes, they do accumulate with age because as we get older, we go through stuff, we get scarred, but I feel there's a time in our life where we can be like, okay, yeah, I have all these issues, but how do I fix them? Let me fix them. So when I go into a relationship, I'm going to the next relationship whole. I'm going to it healed. I'm not bringing all this emotional baggage with me. Doesn't mean I don't have, like what you said, physical baggage. Like let's say he has other children. Let's say he has, other stuff like that. So yeah, he might have those baggages, but at least like emotional baggage that affects your relationship, you can dispute. Yes.
Damn. I literally just had it. Do you feel like people are upfront about their baggage that they have?
Absolutely fucking not.
Okay, that's all.
And I was reading this article, and this lady said, this is why I tell all my baggage on the first date. Me, I don't really subscribe to telling a nigga all your baggage on the first date, but I can see why, because he can choose whether or not he wants to deal with you or not.
But on the same foot, the reason why, because I was talking to my therapist about this, the reason why you don't tell everything up front is because a nigga will see what you put up with. If you say, my last boyfriend cheated on me, and he's like, oh, she'll let me cheat a few times. She'll let me, because them niggas only get away with what you allow. And if they know that you allowed that before, and this is something fresh, he's like, oh, if I cheat on her once, I mean, she got cheated on like
Tristan.
6.
Look at Tristan. I'm just like, that nigga know she ain't going nowhere.
Okay, so what is the worst baggage to have to put up with?
I think the worst baggage you have to put up with is, okay, there's two of them. One, someone who was a serial cheater, because I feel like at the back of your mind, you always don't think this nigga might cheat on you.
You always tickling to like cheat on something.
Two, I feel like the partner who has someone who died in their life. Because you really can't, like, if you just broke up with your ex, I can be like, stop fucking talking about your ex. But if you have someone who was important to you that died, how can I, as a caring human being that cares about my person, tell you to stop talking about someone that meant so much to you?
Facts.
Or don't express your feelings about that person, or hide the pictures, delete all the pictures of that person, or, oh, you have pictures of you and your ex-girlfriend. Nah, delete all that shit. That's gone. Like, what? You can't do that. Yeah. So you have to be able to put up with it and accept that for what it is. And it's going to be very difficult because, yeah, that's his ex. I mean, she dead, so he can't go back to her, but it's still the emotionalness of it.
So I think that, even though we didn't name it, well, we kind of fake named it. I think the worst one to deal with is emotional baggage, because a lot of people don't address the fact that they have emotional baggage because they feel like, every time they're with someone new, it's a new situation. But they don't realize the traumas that they deal with from other people still carry on to where they're at. Because I remember when me and my ex-boyfriend had a conversation about our extreme closure. Mm-hmm. And he said, I never realized how many issues I never dealt with until I'm with somebody else. Yeah. And I was like, he said, I never realized how traumatized I was from our relationship. That's what he said.
You traumatized this nigga?
He used the word traumatized. And I know I respect it because I was very much traumatized. Yeah. I mean, anyone that knows what we went through is very traumatizing.
Y'all both traumatized each other.
It was very much traumatizing, but we were very holding on to the idea that we were together for so long. Yeah. And he said the word traumatizing. I'm like, wow. I said, I can recognize that we were traumatizing and we were very unhealthy. I can recognize it, but I feel like because when we were together and we were in love, he didn't want to recognize it because I didn't recognize it way before he did. Mm-hmm. So he was like, I never realized how traumatized I was until I'm trying to deal with someone else and these things are popping up from you and us. And I'm like, well, okay. Take it to the grave.
So let's say you decided that you're going to stick beside him or her. So there are ways you can deal with the person's baggage. Yeah. My thing is pay attention to patterns. I feel like you have to identify interactions with this person and understand, okay, if there's a pattern, why does this keep happening? Yeah. So once you can identify to your partner that, here, this is a pattern of what you're doing, I feel like they're able to hopefully step back, realize the issue, and fix the baggage.
Yeah. One that I put that is very much ghetto, and I feel like we've heard it like time and time before, is be patient and understanding. I know patience and understanding takes so much time, and it's hard to do when you're like in the thick of it. But a lot of humans in our life need understanding and patience, regardless if that's relationship, friendships, work relationships, because no one ever understands your intentions just off the rip. Mm-hmm. So if someone has been, like they say with dogs, like, I told you I once went to an animal shelter and I wanted to love all on a dog, but he kept barking at me. Mm-hmm. It's because he didn't realize all I wanted to do was pet him. But because the family that he loved and respected, like, surrendered him because they were going somewhere else, he recognizes me as a human that, like, doesn't want to love him. So you have to be patient with people. You have to understand them and know that it's going to probably take a little motherfucking time.
So if you decided to stay with someone that has a lot of emotional or physical baggage, I feel like you can't forget about yourself, your personal needs. Baggage is a lot to go. Someone else's baggage is a lot to go through. So I feel like you really can't help someone else's baggage and their problems when you're not 100% yourself.
Facts.
So yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Be your best self, because if you're not your best self, you can help someone else.
Facts. Another way to deal with someone's baggage that you love is be positive. I know I always talk about toxic positivity, but you honestly have to think about the best end result. If you are not thinking about the bigger picture, if you're thinking about only what you're dealing with right now, you're never gonna get to the other side, because you're literally thinking about all the negativity. And if you put yourself in like they always say, show up as how you want to be received. And if I want us to be in a healthy, committed relationship, I have to see us that way. If I keep seeing all these baggages that I'm carrying to get there.
So if you're only seeing y'all as a healthy, committed relationship, does that mean you're ignoring the red flags?
You're not ignoring the red flags, but
Okay.
I feel like when you're constantly putting the negative into the already negative situation, it's not making it any better.
Okay.
Because imagine, your shit is like, you got a baby. Oh, you already got a baby. I don't want to deal with you. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's yours. That's your biggest one.
That's my thing.
And so if your biggest thing is the fact that they have a child, not realizing that maybe they were married before, maybe you don't even take context, and you're like, you got a child.
If you were married before, that's different. That's totally different.
But what if when I told you about that nigga that had 5 kids and was married twice? You were like,
I remember when you told me he was married, I changed my mind. I
married
was
twice.
And I changed my mind. I was like, oh, he was married to these women each time. That's different.
Yeah.
But at first it was just babies. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, if you're married with someone and you have children in the marriage and you get outside of marriage, I feel like that's fine. That's not a extra baggage for me. I prefer you not to have kids, but I understand why you have one. You were married.
I'm gonna say just be positive.
It's okay.
I'm gonna say
I will still talk to you.
I'm gonna say be positive, because guess what? The world's already against this union, okay? Because once you tell somebody that somebody got kids and you ain't got kids, they be like, bro, drop that nigga. And I'm like, I'm getting old. It's not that easy to find niggas without fucking kids, okay? It's not easy.
It's not. But I'm still gonna hold on to hope, because what's one thing a bitch got? It's
got
motherfucking hope, okay? Last but not least, remind yourself of the commitment you've made. Because I feel like if you already say you're gonna ride for this person, and then it's like a couple years on the ride, don't let the person go now. You already say you're gonna ride. Like, nope, we gonna ride. We gonna stick this thing out. And I felt that way because of the whole, what's his name? Miguel and his girlfriend. They were married they were together for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Then they got married, and then they filed for divorce. Like, y'all better stick this thing out. Like, y'all been married y'all been together for all these years. Not even married, but I'm saying married. Y'all been together for all these years. And you about to divorce after 17 years? Nah.
I feel like marriage is like literally the chokehold that gets people like done. They'll be together for years.
Because they were together for 10 years before they got married. They were married for 3-4 years and they got divorced.
This is exactly the example why I don't want to be married.
Yeah.
But my last thing is put yourself in their shoes. Imagine how you will react or how you would move if you literally were in the situation that they were in. And that helps me have more.
No one ever puts themselves in their shoes, because people always want someone to deal with their shit,
but never want to put them in their shit.
And that's my thing. It's like, why are you so okay? Why do you always feel like you deserve the best while giving some people the least? Let that sink in.
Yeah, we're still letting it right there. Mm-hmm. So, if you decide not to deal with that shit, and you are being the bigger, better, bitch, you can still be both in the same situations. Sorry for that. But how do you let go of this baggage if you decide that dealing with it is not what you want to do? You don't want to be positive. You don't want to put yourself in their shoes. Yeah. You don't want to do this. How do you let go of the baggage?
Mine is purging. I'm not going to say it's the healthiest, but it's how I deal with it. Nigga, you're getting the fuck out of my life. Exit out, block, deleted, whatever. To me is if you don't exist in my mind, you were never here. So anything I had of you, pictures, shirts,
I can
clothes,
relate.
Flowers, going out the fucking window.
No,
deleted, gone.
When my ex-boyfriend broke up, I was like, here's all your stuff. He was like, but this is the break. I said,
no, here's all your stuff.
Take your shit.
Please let me be free of you, nigga.
Honestly, because that's literally the chokehold. If you leave stuff in your house, it gives you remnants.
Minders.
And I'm literally feeling like Summer Walker. I'm like when it's just like, threw away your love letters.
Everything.
I do feel that. I'm gonna say that was one of mine, so I'm gonna just put it into yours. I'm gonna say, don't talk to your ex. Like, I feel like you said purging, but don't talk to your ex either. Like, breaking up, separating yourself from the situation, and understanding, like, that you realized and you came to a place within your mind, heart, and life that you couldn't deal with that. So why put yourself in a situation of still talking to someone that you're trying to purge yourself off of? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Let's get some different questions. So
There's like, you only put one?
I only put one.
Oh, shit.
You have more?
Yeah, I had like 2 more.
Go ahead, girl. Because me, after I delete you out of my life, it's done. I don't have nothing else to do after that.
Girl, are you talking about that one?
Period.
Okay, so I want to also put into that you should learn from your past and also work on your self-esteem. I'm gonna put those things together because if you learn from your past mistakes and you're working on yourself, you realize what you can put up with, what you're not gonna put up with, and what you're gonna exit out of. So we're just gonna make that all like a real simple, easy, quick thing. And then we're gonna go into questions because it's not that hard to fucking digest.
What was the most baggage you were willing to put up with?
I'm not gonna say it on here.
Okay.
But we're gonna say the hardest was dealing with someone with kids.
Okay.
Because I don't have any.
Okay.
So you're putting yourself in a whole different realm of things. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about the real thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
What's your question?
What is the most baggage you were willing to put up with?
I'm the most baggage I'm willing to put up with is someone who doesn't know how to communicate effectively because I feel like that's something that we can work on.
Yeah, that's something.
But if you're like inconsiderate, you're not romantic, all that stuff, like I can't, because you can't make someone considerate.
You can't.
You can't make someone romantic. You can't make someone love you the wrong way, but you can open up doors to learn how to effectively communicate because I've learned how to communicate better as I gotten older.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My question is, why do you feel like baggage is so hard to deal with?
Because who wants to deal with someone's shit?
But I feel like we got shit to deal with. So I'm like,
yeah, but
so why is it so hard?
Because who wants to do it? It's not something
right.
like no one.
Right.
It's like doing homework. It's not like we have to do it, but who wants to do it?
Do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
My last question is what we brought up earlier. So I was like, this is what I was talking about later in life. Later was at our age, is it possible to find someone with absolutely no baggage?
Absolutely not. I told you. Like we said earlier, we said baggage accumulates with age.
So you don't think someone can come healed?
No one has ever come healed. Like we always have this narrative that we want to find the most healed version of ourselves, most healed versions, but that's unrealistic.
So you don't think anyone can go through therapy, fix themselves, and then be healed, and then go in a relationship healed?
You know why?
Okay. I
because
do.
I feel like you have triggers, you have traumas, and even though you can address them, does not mean that you are dealing with them properly. Because if
you're not dealing with them properly, that means you're not healed.
That's what I'm saying. But you can feel like you're healed though. Let's be real. I'm going to therapy and I feel like I'm the best version of myself right now. But to someone else, they're like, okay, you still got this isn't worked on because that's not their issues. Mm-hmm. Like you just said, no one wants to deal with somebody else's issues. So even if I'm going to therapy and I understand what my triggers are and I know how I can alert them, doesn't mean that I'm dealing with them in the most stable way. Because if someone still pissed me off, I'm going to tell them, you got it. Even if I know that I'm going to therapy and I'm talking about it. I can literally tell somebody, you got me fucked up, but you got it.
Okay.
So my question, how do you deal with it? Sorry. You find someone that's completely healed?
I feel like at our age, you can definitely find someone who doesn't have a lot of baggage. I feel like people can change themselves. People can become a better version of themselves. So, I feel like you can find someone with no baggage.
That's so funny. I didn't even realize that I said the same thing. I said, have you met someone who is baggage free? So, guess no.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So, thank you for following us on this journey about dating baggage, what it's like, how to heal, how to let go, how to be the best version of yourself.
Finish your wine.
No, I'm going to though. I mean, I'm not trying to,
I know towards the end it got more difficult to drink, but it was
really
actually really good.
It really was good.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for following us on this journey. It was great. It was therapeutic. It was
definitely therapeutic.
It was enough for us to hear because we are dealing with areas of our life right now that we're trying to fucking tap into.
Mm-hmm. And niggas still ain't shit. Just let y'all know.
So while you're at it, can you please follow us on all social media platforms at The Real Sip and Spill, except Twitter, which is
Sip and Spill 1.
And while you're at it, leave us a 5-star rating because we're some 5-star
bitches. Ow.
I gotta blow my nose so